Piece of cake. Not only do we have our first portage, but we're gonna have to shove children out of the way, apparently. Piece of cake, first portage. Walk the boat because it's too shallow. Yeah. It's a little humid, but the mosquitoes are pretty bad every time we're near the grass.
So far, more walking than paddling.
Paddle the Mississippi, they said. It's fun, they said. So much duckweed. We had to portage across the beaver dam. So many mosquitoes were just getting eaten alive. This is the first of 2 of the marked campsites. So this is one again. Hardest part was getting out of the boat. And we were warned about the ticks. I also had a leech on my hand.
I'm gonna have nightmares about these ticks. They're crawling all over me. I can't get them off.
Run, turtle. Escape the hug bugs. Watch out for that tick. It's everywhere, all of them. You're probably walking through thousands of them. And this is where it gets painful. Ah, portage. Welcome to Jen's favorite activity, lugging big boats down trails. And another beaver blockage that Jen is about to crash us into. Jen! And not gonna make it because I'm filming. I think this is the best way to do this section of the Mississippi.
So we've been doing these wiggles for the last probably 3-4 hours. This is Camp Brownie, a million times better than last night.
Tater's driving me face first through all the brush and all the bugs, but
I'm getting better.
Reminds me of the PCT. Oh. I finally got your beavers on film. I don't know what parallel universe we went into. This actually felt more like what we were looking for.
It's gonna be nice to get warm and dry.
Because when it's only a little bit horrible, you're okay with it. Because it's been so much worse. But no. I was just in the middle of the river, balanced on a log, while Jen went by, because I had to hold the log down so she could go over. Jen is currently embedded in a bush. That's normally me, so that's why I decided it's time to record so she can feel what it's like. Push her back and forth so she really... Oh, a back scratcher, that's nice. Get the ticks off, put new ones on. It's Masochist here again, on a log, in the middle of the river, because this is what we do all day. I can't wait till we get out of this section. Okay, I can confidently say we are not gonna have to portage for at least 2 minutes. We're gonna do our first resupply run. It's okay, Jen. I'm sure something called Stump Lake is completely clear and easy to paddle. This is the northernmost point of the Mississippi. We're out of time, and we're pulling into an occupied shelter.
Every adventure.
Party at the paddle field. And 37 tick checks later. The freeing feeling of drifting along the water in full rain gear, a bug net. Picard. Because the nanny state will not let us go over an active dam. Well, yes, this is actually quite difficult to film while we're doing. And here we are at Cass Lake. So you see that point way over there. That is about a third of the way. We landed there. These are the old dam site rapids that we need to avoid. We throw the boat in and make it work. Oh, I saw a flash, but I don't think it was you. Wow, look at that look. Okay, well, good news, we didn't die. There was thunder and lightning, so we dove over towards these trees. You look kind of sinister with that. Yeah, they're basically bloodthirsty to the point where they'll dive through Picard in. So we are just approaching Winnebagoshish, however you say it. Basically, we've given up at this point on making it across the lake. Okay, it is hold on to your butts time. We're making for the cove. So we made it back in. I just want to capture this, our tick-free refuge. And we are going to go try this again. Taters is, oh God! Taters is going to rob a train. So the waves aren't too bad here, but that's because we're in a little cove.
We have some wind and waves again, but at least they're going in our direction.
So we finally made it across. They marked camp. Jen said this is the spot. Apparently it's pretty nice. Tall grass, ticks, lots of mosquitoes. Damn it.
And we have a camp with a lovely view over the river all to ourselves.
Oh, wait till I tell Jen. It's actually a couple's toilet.
I think today is going to be our easiest day yet on the river.
So the river is meandering a lot back and forth.
Stretching out feels really great after you've been sitting in a boat for 7 hours. So much for our sandbar plant. There has been houses and cattail mud marshes.
We're kind of desperate here. Hair care time in the morning. Taters is not coming out of the pit toilet until we have 5,000 subscribers, because I'm locking the door. Anyway, and we have reached the Pokemon Gamma. Pokemon Gamma? That was depressingly easy.
We're paddling through Grand Rapids. Good thing I have my own portage assistance. Thank you, Matt.
Jen is currently resupplying, and I have been sitting here treating things with permethrin, if you see that glorious little yellow bottle. We've been seeing a ton of bald eagles all over the place. I feel like I'm kind of wearing like go-go boots or something with these folded over like this. We were hoping for less mosquitoes. That hope has not been. Ow! Taters didn't seem quite as thrilled with this camp in the morning. Come to Minnesota, dig a cat hole, you will be fine with the world ending! We really aren't sure how much of this haze is clouds and how much is smoke. And we are working on getting camp set up for the night.
Sandbar camps plus the permethrin have really cut down on both the ticks and the mosquitoes.
So it was still pretty bad and I got bit, but I feel it was definitely a non-Minnesota level of mosquitoes. It's actually been really nice out here in the middle. Once you get near the shore, that's when all the mosquitoes come after you. I think I broke Taters again. Not sure what it was this time. Every time she's giggling uncontrollably like that, the boat is shaking. Breathe, Blondie. This is why we're not moving faster. Choke it out like a baby. Oh, you are mean. 30-mile mark. I am dragging quite a bit. My right shoulder's bothering me. Okay, so we're around Willow Camp. So in the early ones, I was always the one that was sinking in mud, and Taters didn't record it, so I'm fixing this. Yay, Mississippi! And here's the fun part of pee breaks. Oh yeah, there you go. Goodbye, Blondie. I once saw a picture of somebody sinking into like 4 feet of that.
We made it into the Aikens campground. I'm gonna do our resupply run.
This is the exact moment where all my dreams of a resupply are crushed. And I find out we're eating like Cliff Bars or Power Bars for a day. It is really a pain in the ass getting in it. That's with all the mud. After only a moderate amount of struggle, we are off. We have another one of those fun sections where we don't have any established paddler camps. We haven't seen any sandbars, and anything on the shore so far has had houses. And so we found something.
We are settling into a very muddy camp.
Now it's a mosquito hell pit, but what else is new? Just to give you the full effect of what this is. The big trick is trying to get in and not just transfer mass amounts of mud into the boat. There tends to be a lot of swishing and almost flipping the boat. I'm very glad we have a canoe. And that, Blondie, is why Will Wheaton is the worst audiobook narrator in the universe.
If you're wondering why we switched positions, it's because we can empathize better when we switch places. So now Matt understands the challenges of steering a boat around things.
We haven't seen a single boat moving around all day. Morning in Camp Massatators. We could hear voices, but nobody bothered us. It has been a little bit of a bummer with my shoulder stuff, just because we don't know what that's going to do to us. And we are off once more. We're just admiring the bird castle up there. This is Potlatch Dam, Potlatch, whatever, fancy. Even a dock for us lowly portage people.
Did I mention that I like this canoe cart?
We actually have boat friends on the river.
We are feeling really lucky with the weather. It's been clear for a full week at this point.
Once again, a beautiful evening. We are getting the occasional thunderhead and boom off in the distance. Yeah, you remember Jen's statement about how we missed the rain? Mm-hmm. Thanks, Jen.
Not too bad of a storm, huh, Matt?
Okay, I guess we just got the next plague. Hasn't rained frogs yet, has it? So we found this little island, and we get to cuddle with ticks all night. Or, as she likes to call them, hug mode.
Massatators Island.
I want a better island.
Lots of birds, stickiness, and traffic noise this morning at Camp Massatators.
Surprisingly, we are not covered in ticks. And we are off, leaving our little island behind. Paddling off into doom, because somebody had to go book an Airbnb. So we've got 2 days for the universe to completely screw us over and mess up our plan. That hasn't happened until 7 p.m. yesterday, and then... Per the weather forecast, we are proceeding from storms back into heat. So we do have the Sauk Rapids up ahead. Good news is Tom and Jackie are outpacing us, so we should get some bait out. Mush, Blondie! Faster, Blondie! Actually, she just likes it back there because you get the snack bag if you're in the back. Should we put the work in to fix the stairs? No, we're just gonna sign it and it'll be fine. Hey guys, Masochist here. We found a way to save my shoulder. Jen, not to be too critical, but could you walk faster? And now the funnest part of all these portages, figuring out where you're actually supposed to get off the water. And we are across. The biggest delay was actually me coming to terms with the fact there was no way I was getting a hazelnut latte. And then I had a little bit of a crying jag, Jen sitting there sighing, rolling her eyes.
We are approaching the Blanchard Dam. That was a very, very long 9 miles since the Little Falls Dam going into the headwind. Matt really pulled out some powerful strokes on that last bit. I'm really hoping he didn't hurt his shoulder.
That is a good portage sign. Well, this is gonna be fun.
Now I see why they said this one was a pain. Next step, carry the canoe up the stairs.
At least there's mosquitoes also for that full Minnesota experience.
Way to go, Matt! Woo!
So it looks like Taters might have some PTSD.
I didn't want to hit any more things, okay?
Anymore. Hey, little guy. And he learned an important lesson about mom and dad will just leave you. And we managed to find an island.
And we got a nice, pretty campsite.
Doing all the important things. That beaver video isn't going to watch itself.
Good morning.
Oh, I've been drinking coffee and I'm not awake. I showed her one little beaver video. And now she's awake.
We have a little bit shorter of a day today. About 23 miles will get us into the town of St. Cloud.
Sadly, despite our best efforts, we have now officially failed to make the FKT.
We tried. That was actually one of our better camps. We actually just had our life jackets checked. Not quite as bad as yesterday, but yeah, this is just a grind. Fortunately, we are finally at the dam. There may have been some very, very minor trespassing to get back to the water without going over rocks, but we made it down. The wind is going so hard. It basically mostly keeps us still. And we have reached the thing that Taters was looking forward to so much, the Sauk Rapids. Nobody's died here in 3 weeks that we know of. It'll be fine, Jen. Whee! Well, that was fun. So Jen has one main job. It's just to keep us straight. And instead we decided, well, why not go sideways on this big rock and give Matt some leg workouts to like push off of. But it's okay, nobody died. So that should be St. Cloud. There should be an Airbnb somewhere around here. Bye, Jen. Interesting choices you've made. We're trying to figure out how to store the boat without taking it up like a billion stairs, roughly. I went back and I talked to some people and they're like, oh, just tie it up there. And Tater's got to pet their tortoise. Not a euphemism, actually a tortoise. Unfortunately, it appears Taters is drunk. Fortunately, I'm here to act as a responsible adult. We're gonna walk across a train bridge now. No, we're not talking to you. So if you see that little boat behind the train bridge that Jen wouldn't let me cross, our boat is hopefully tied up next to it.
It is a beautiful morning in St. Cloud.
And welcome to the morning panic as we try and get everything reassembled and back out the door. I feel like we have learned an important lesson about picking riverside accommodations. And now, after only getting to paddle for about 30 minutes, we get to unload everything and portage around the St. Cloud Dam. Oh, things are heavy today. Today on Massatators in the Mississippi, I'm stuck, I have the camera out. And that was one of the longer portages, but we are back down at the water. You know what else is distracting? Just being the victim of dentistry. Ah, the sounds of nature. I guess we've officially reached the industrialization section. So I'm currently checking out a paddle site at a park here. I also walked into the trees and got absolutely swarmed with mosquitoes. Ow! It has been beautiful and wonderful basically all day until we stop, and now it's a mosquito hellscape.
We're camping at the Montecito County Park.
And today on Massatators on the Mississippi, not to alarm anybody, but somebody this morning was researching the legal precedent of Dudley and Stevens for when cannibalism is legally defensible in the event of shipwrecks. We're just sitting here relaxing to the sounds of nature. We didn't actually drink the wine last night, so the good news is our bill bags are really, really heavy. There's nothing like carrying a boat along a street or a road that gets attention. There are a lot of people out here. Welcome to the adventures of Matt and Blondie, lawbreakers in Minnesota. But we have no beta as far as what's acceptable here or not. Bad boys, bad boys.
Tomorrow we'll be portaging through downtown Minneapolis and potentially also going through our first walk. Home sweet home for the night.
So far we have hit 0 cyclists.
Oh, at last.
Well, that was the coolest thing we've done today.